Hi, everyone. Welcome to this devotional time together. Last Sunday in our services, we lit the Advent candle that represents the joy of the Lord. And I'd like to share some thoughts with you today on receiving the joy of the Lord every day. And I've been meditating on the prayer that Jesus prayed on the night before he was betrayed and was crucified. And he prayed this prayer in the hearing of his disciples. I want to read you a part of that prayer right now. It goes like this. Now I'm coming to you, Father. I told them many things while I was with them in this world, so that they would be filled with my joy. I have given them your word, and the world hates them because they do not belong to the world, just as I do not belong to the world. I'm not asking you to take them out of the world, but to keep them safe from the evil one. They do not belong to the world any more than I do. Make them holy by your truth. Teach them your word, which is truth. Just as you've sent me into the world, I'm sending them into the world. And I give myself as a holy sacrifice for them, so that they can be made holy by your truth. So here in this prayer, Jesus prays to the Father that through the words he'd spoken to his disciples, the message he had proclaimed to them, they would be filled with his joy. And then he asked the Father not to take those disciples out of the world, but instead to protect them from the evil one and Satan's darkness that's in this world. And here's the question I had as I reflected on this prayer, this part of this prayer is, why is this joy in the Lord so vital to being kept from the evil one in this present age? And I felt the Lord gave me an illustration or a picture. For months now, we've been facing this worldwide pandemic, and it seems we're all vulnerable to catch COVID-19, and it's a virus that is dangerous. It kills people. And it seems that everywhere you go, there's a battle with it, and it does not seem to want to go away. And now, however, we're hearing of the hope of a vaccine soon to come that will give us an immunity to this evil virus. Now, the good news that Jesus came into this world to bring, and that he went to the cross for so we could have new life in him, is that vaccine that Jesus provides for us. It actually brings us, as we put our trust in him, into new life and into his joy. Right in the midst of this present darkness, right into the midst of the grief and sorrow in this world. In other words, it's the Lord's immunization to this dangerous virus of evil and darkness that exists all around us. And Jesus himself had an immunity to this evil that was in the world when he was here on earth, because he was filled with the Spirit, and of course he is God incarnate. And the religious leaders of his day were appalled that Jesus would hang around with sinners. He would go to their parties and their meals, and he seemed to enjoy being with them. They were appalled at that. They thought, that's dangerous. You can't be doing that. But he had the ability to do it joyfully. Why? Because he was immune to the virus that was working in them, that evil virus of sin. And he knew he had the vaccination that could give them immunity to that evil virus, sin, and bring them into his life and into great joy in him. And if I wake up in the morning and I feel irritated or downcast or angry, which does happen, I have to come to the reality that Jesus wants to help me with that. And I have to ask myself, am I allowing the good news about Jesus and the presence of his Spirit here now to bring me into the fullness of his joy today? Because through the work of the Spirit and through confidence in the words that we have from him, the good news of his salvation, we can receive fullness of joy right now in this present darkness. Will you take time today with me to receive a fresh filling of the Spirit, a fresh filling of His joy and His presence? God bless you. Have a joyful day.